not going to work to try to like. I've been sitting here trying to think of a way to turn Laleña into an upbeat thing. It's just not right, and it just didn't seem right to start this off with. Kind of a downer beginning, huh? It is March 5th. Who knows what's going to materialize here? I was thinking about a couple things to try to improvise on, and maybe I'll. Oh, no. Let me tell you first about what happened this week. We had a few couple really interesting songs. This "You'll Never Walk Alone." When Nani heard me listening to that a little while ago to sort of get it in my head to think about improvising over it, and then paying attention to the chord progression and thinking there is no way I'm going to mess around with this, and I forgot it was Richard Rodgers. It was from Carousel, 1945, I think, and watched a scene from the movie 1956 with Shirley Jones in it and stuff like that. Anyway, but it's funny that a song that is that complicated musically, it must have 20 different chords in it. From diminished, it changes keys left and right, and I'm thinking, man, how did that become a hit for Jerry and the Pacemakers? Anyway, so Vanessa, congratulations on a great job on a really complicated lesson that nobody knows all those chords. There's just no answer to why you can go from the C's to G minors to D minors, then to F, and then to E major, and then just go right back to the key of C. It's somebody should have talked to Richard Rodgers about stuff that you just can't do in songwriting. Anyway, so that was a really cool lesson. And speaking of cool lessons, the other, as I mentioned in the little text about it, I woke up in the middle at 3 o'clock one morning, just earlier this week, and just I couldn't get Laleña out of my head. And so it's like, it's like it had to take cuts. But it is a beautiful melody, right? And then the harmony melody, right? Of course, he does. Donovan ends it with a nice upbeat or happy, maybe not upbeat, major 7 chord to kind of, but boy, it's a gloomy tune. And yeah, like I said, it just doesn't lend itself well to jazzing up and making bouncy like a. Anyway, never mind. Sorry, I ramble off. But that's a nice upbeat, happy tune that I hope I have a lesson on. Man, I bet I don't. Is that here? Happy because I'm going home? Somebody out there knows. Actually, by the time you see this, I will know because I will have looked it up. But I should have a progression. I should have a lesson on that. We need more Chicago songs, don't you think? What else did we have this? Oh man, Doug's stuff. I know it seems like a lot of trouble to get a high-strung guitar or put strings on yours to make it unusual, but it is a kind of a cool thing. So those of you that have multiple guitars and want to try something different with one of them, Put on the high strings of a 12 string on the 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, and you can end up with something like, oh, you know what? I wonder if I could, yikes. Oh, don't even go there. Kind of sacrilegious too. Let's see what happens here. Oh, sorry. I should back to earth here. What else was I going to talk about today? Quick update. We have things the size of jelly beans living in the hummingbird nest right outside there. And so I will be keeping the camera rolling from time to time. Matter of fact, you're probably, if you're watching it now, you're probably hearing me shoot this news. Lots of noise out there. Anyway, so I do, like I mentioned in the forum post, the URL will have to change from time to time. So like almost every day probably. So keep your eye on the forum or on the channel that's from, because that's where there'll always be an update. So I think that is about it. Next week we've got a few new tunes coming up. We have another Carole King song from Vanessa. We have an Alanis Morissette song from Max. And the two things I didn't get to this week because of that darn Donovan song that just sort of derailed me. But hopefully get to that. Anyway, let's see. What else is going on here at the beginning of March? I did mention it's March 5th, I think, right? And that means next Friday, big day around here. I'll tell you about it next week. As to just like on a personal level, nothing too exciting. Let's see. What should I end with? How about an old standard? How about Windy and Warm? Yeah. I already did enough A minor stuff. That whole thing was in A minor a little while ago. Pat Metheny? Nah. John Fahey? Back to Fahey? Yeah. Basically the song that got me started playing Fahey stuff. Let's try a different bass line. Gotta go to B there, yeah. Okay, that's it. Welcome to March, almost spring, and I will be back next week.